again, and welcome back to Wingot Plays Nomifactory. Between episodes, I've done a little bit of work. I have solidified pretty much all of the remaining materials that we needed in order to complete all of these Mote of Omnium prerequisites. All of which we already had. It was just a matter of automating the solidification of them. I also have, I can't remember if I never did run the chaos shards, so let's see. Okay, we're going to need 32, we're going to need 40 in total of these chaos shards in order to make the chaotic injectors that we're going to need for the next tier, or the tier 10, tier 9, I think. But yes, basically in order to get to Creative Tank. So Creative Tank, if we take a quick look, Molten Creative Portable Tank needs a Heart of the Universe, which is a tier 10 craft, which uses a lot of Neutronium heavy plating and Neutronium solar panels. The Neutronium heavy plating is easy enough, it's just a matter of it uses a lot of Neutronium, of course, but the Neutronium solar panels need to be made in the chaotic tier, as do these reactor stabilizers, and we also need a universe creation data. The universe creation data comes from the tier 9 mission, and that tier 9 mission uses this stellar creation data. Tier 9, nothing here is actually particularly difficult, other than we do need the chaotic even to get this one going, because we need the reactor stabilizer. But other than that, it's just a lot of this awakened draconian plate, which is simple enough. It does, however, need these stellar creation datas, and the stellar creation data comes from tier 1 or tier 2 missions only, running with ultra dense hydrogen to make stellar creation data. So ultra dense hydrogen is made with dense hydrogen, which is made with solidified hydrogen. Well, that was one of the things that actually got set up here. In fact, it was the reason I bothered to get anything set up to start with. So I believe at this point we should be able to go here and put these two recipes, the dense hydrogen and the ultra dense hydrogen, and then if we go here, then we can make, how much did it say we needed? 4. Okay, so we're going to need a total of 4 stacks of 64, also known as 256. Each of these takes 1 ultra dense hydrogen. So let's take a look. I doubt we can make that because we don't have anywhere near enough solidified hydrogen. But what we can do, let's make 64. In fact, let's quickly go for the draw upgrade into there and get it to produce a whole lot more hydrogen. There we go. Cool, so that should sort itself out in the background. And we can then let's just make 32 for now. Oh, we don't even have enough 32. Okay. It's fine, we'll come back to that. Okay, so let's craft it. Oh, this is the tier 8s that I taught it to send off. Yep, okay. So we've got that being created. Now the other thing, of course, is we need Neutronium, and you can see here it actually shows through the wall. But here we've got Neutronium, and we've been making it pretty constantly. Nequadria plus Americium with Nequadria. I've replaced all 3 of these with Mark 3s. Nequadria being made here with Radon and enriched Naquada, and then the same thing happening here. So we've got 2 fusion reactors making our Nequadria, and then those get pumped into this fusion reactor, which then makes the Neutronium ingots. Awesome. So we've now got some Neutronium, and in fact, if we take one of these There we go, quest complete. So let's claim that one, and over here it's the same one, perfect. Good, so that means we can actually make the chaotic fusion injectors now. It's just a matter of, let's go take a look at what else they need. That doesn't need to exist. And this here, stellar creation data. All right, so this is the job to create, to actually run the mission, which I'll have to go figure out where I'm going to book that in later on. But for now, we can make the chaotic fusion. So we need 4 Neutronium, 2 crystal matrix, and 4 chaos shards. All of that actually looks pretty simple. It's just the chaos shards that we're waiting on. And for now, we can actually make a couple of them. So if we grab that, if we grab all the crystal matrix, which I've already made 20 of those, and then we just need the Neutronium, which isn't yet in our system, so we'll go grab that from here. We don't actually have enough here yet to make. To make 20, we need another 5 Neutronium, so that'll just need to continue processing away in the background. But if we pop in here, we can take a quick look. It needs 10 inputs, so we actually need a couple more of these fusion crafting injectors. Good. And then we can go there. Oh, no, we're going to need a whole lot more Neutronium ingots because it's 4 each. 2 crystal matrix. Oh, already got that. And then it's just a matter of the chaos shards, which we are going to need 2 more of these, which is creating the infused lava crystals in the background, and then it should get to work on crafting those for us. Meanwhile, chaos shards, put 2 there. In fact, let's just do that. And then we may as well just run a bit of extra energy conduit so that when we get here, we can just go like that and add an extra couple. That hopefully should work, I think. So we've got that being crafted. We also have here the ultimate material, which that's actually a fairly simple craft to make. I think we've already got Wither Bones, we've got Ender Dragon Scales for sure, Guardian Scales, I don't think we've automated, and Dragon Hearts we've got. So if we pop over to all the way down here, we can go to our recipe encoding system, and we can grab a couple of these blank packages, throw that in there, and the ultimate material. There we go, ultimate material, perfect. Now we need a packager, an unpackager, a packager, good. So unpackager can go right here, packager above it, and then we just need a yellow table. Oops. Good, and we've got one sitting right there. Perfect. Now this can have that recipe, this can have that recipe. At which point we should be able to make ultimate material. Let's see. We don't have Wither Bones, we don't have Guardian Scales. Okay. Wither Bones is pristine wither matter. Which if we go, where's lead? There. We've got a whole lot of wither skeleton here. So if we pop in here, we can, oh, it's with the matter, not with the skeleton. Okay, fine. Let's, we'll first get this up and running. So with the is sitting right here, which can get us Wither Bones, and that'll make us 64 Wither Bones. The ultimate material uses 2, 4, 6, 8, and it's going to get used in all of the various ultimate armor, but also for the Eternal Catalyst. And the Eternal Catalyst is used to make Infinity Ingots and Infinity Catalysts, both of which I think come after we will have access to tanks, so we'll just be able to utilize these. We'll be able to just basically tank these. Yeah. Awesome. Anyway, so we've got those being made. Now we also need Guardian. Guardian is making fish here, I think. Yeah. So what we could do is we could potentially change this over to Guardian scales, or we could expand our DML system. But probably the easiest option is, for now, let's just tell it that it only needs 1,000 fish in the system. And then this will fill up and stop producing. At which point we'll then be able to make the ultimate material as well. The quantum fluxed Neutronium heavy plating should actually be very simple to make. Because, it's a blast furnace, it's not a compactor. But the awakened draconium plate, I don't think we've taught the system how to make yet. Yeah, we have. Okay, never mind. So, krypton gas. 10 seconds. I wonder if it's worth using a UV. I was thinking it might be worth actually just making this one on demand, but it does. Yeah. Okay. I'll come back to that as well. And the draconic reactor core I haven't even looked at. That could actually be made fairly easily. Awakened draconic blocks, some chaos shards, and some stabilized Einsteinium. So we've basically actually got everything we need in order to make that one. And at that point, we'll be able to make our tier 9 miner. But I wonder are we able to make our first Mote of Omnium actually, because we do have everything beneath it made at this point. So it's just a ultimate craft. Let's go take a look. Okay, now this is made in the green. Perfect. So that gets to go there. And then we just need a couple of couple of these. Oops. Save that to there. Now we just need a green, an unpackager. Make 10 more of those while we're at it. And then make 10 more packages and give you that one. Perfect. So last step is to put this there. Put the unpackager above it. Put the packager above that. And then both of those get the recipes. And now, can we make a Mote of Omnium? What? I think it's something to do with missing recipes. Okay, I think it's to do with how many inputs this actually needs. But if we take a look, oh, why is that one unused? Okay. This one here is making the crystal matrix plated Leviathan, which Huh. Oh no, that okay. So the crystal matrix ingot here also has a lot of packages. No, that's fine. That's just because it's got lots of jobs. Oh, we've got the Mote of Omnium sitting here. Which... Okay, let's take this one out then. That one's out. Will this work? There we go. So that'll work now. And we've got everything we need in order to craft it. So what's going on? It is currently making phosphate or phosphorus or something. Okay, as soon as that's finished crafting though, we will then get here a scheduled one, phosphorus dust. So we'll get our Mote of Omnium as soon as this is finished processing. Where is this being processed? Is that being processed in our old A2 system? Because we don't have on-demand ore processing anymore. And our Mote of Omnium is being crafted. What does that take? No, it doesn't say. But there we go. And we have a Mote of Omnium. Awesome. So that's that done. And if we go over to endgame, we need 64 Motes of Omnium. Incredible material composed of all elements, alloys you've encountered so far. You'll need to make 487 motes. Cool. So let's try making 63. Apparently somewhere in the process we need Nomi pennies. Maybe to actually get the tricalcium phosphate. So alternatively, what we could do is we could run the tier 1 mission, because the tier 1 mission produces tricalcium phosphate with the gem mission. What's wrong with that? Why am I pulsating dust? Because it's all being utilized to make pulsating polymer clay, I think. Now let's take a look here. So that's being used to make pulsating iron, ender pearls. Pulsating iron comes only from that recipe, fine, and ender pearl comes only from that recipe. Although we've already got plenty of ender pearls. So it's the pulsating iron that we're short on. Okay, what do we need to make that? We need clathrate. Clathrate is made with molten nether quartz and molten ender. We've already got this running perfectly fine. So the problem is this is just too slow, I think. And because we're now using as much as this system can produce, we're not getting backlog of these other materials. You can see the sand there's down to 2,000. Nether quartz is only as high as it is because I built another system to replace the nether quartz. That's annoying. Okay. Well, then the simple option is actually just to use some of these Nomi quarters that we've got. In fact, let's do that for a full stack of these. And then we'll do that for a 3 full stacks of Nomi pennies. And then if we go back to the Omnium, we should be able to make 63 more. Perfect, good. And then that will just craft away in the background and process all of that slowly, and we'll get our 64 Motes of Omnium. Perfect. Now let's take a look at the next step. The fusion, so let's take a look at chaos. We don't have any more chaos shards yet. Did we ever get those? No. This is the tier 8. Apparently it's run twice. 5 fusion crafting injectors that should be crafting. Let's have a quick look. this here. Something's broken. Basic fusion crafting injector. 4 nether stars, 2 draconic. This looks like it should be working. Is that set properly? Yeah. It was always working previously. Looks like it's got power. Hang on. What's going on with the power? Is it something to do with the fact that all of our power is now going up into the power ball? The power ball is completely full. And we've got an output connection here, which goes and connects all the way around. Yeah, that looks like it should be working. Even if it wasn't, it's got the solar panels just next to it, which should be providing power. These all have 0 RF in them. Okay, show me this conduit system. Hang on, there we go. Internal buffer is completely full. Conduit storage is completely full. Okay, that's not the problem. This doesn't make sense. Oops. And it doesn't even have a start button. Here's an idea. Is it breaking because the other one's set up over there? It is. It's breaking because it's detecting that those other ingredients over there. Okay, fine. Fixed. Now that'll craft away in the background. Let's take a quick look here. That is getting close to making our Chaotic Fusion crafting injectors. And it's just about to finish crafting. There, done. Good. So then we can grab our 2 fusion, throw them here, and while we're at it, let's block off this side of the room. Good. And so then we can just put in 2 more chaos shards. No, 2 more crystal matrix. Good. Now those need to be used. What are we making? We're making the chaotic. Oh yeah. So I actually need more draconic fusion crafting injectors. I'm actually going to need 10 more of those so that we can actually upgrade them. So let's get those crafting in the background. Meanwhile, I think that this tier 8 has gotten stuck. Something about the warp engine's advanced dislocators often seems to get stuck. That said, we do have 12 chaos shards stored there. So if we take a quick look here, oops, there you go, there's another 12 chaos shards. Perfect. The T8, as I say, often seems to get stuck and you just need to restart it in order to get it to actually work. Okay, that's going to take a little while in the background, and that is still making our Motes of Omnium. I will be back in just a moment once all of those things have finished crafting. I will see you then. Okay, and we now have our Chaotic Fusion Injectors being crafted. So if we grab out a couple of these, then we can pop in here and start that. Okay, so it doesn't want to work, I think, because it can't see these ones at the edge. So what we might have to do instead is we can move those to here and here, and then we can grab some of our energy conduit and connect those through there. Perfect, so now it does want to work. Awesome. Charging nice and quickly, and it's done, so now it's going to corrupt. And we have our first Chaotic Fusion crafting injector. Very cool. Now, meanwhile, we just need to repeat that a few times in order to get our... Why didn't that work? Perfect, that. Good. So now I'm just going to have to repeat that a few times, plus we're going to have to wait on a whole lot more Neutronium to be made. At the moment I can only make 4 in total of these chaotics, but at least that's the process, so now it's just a matter of repeating it. Good, that can go in there, that can come out here, and chaos shards. Awesome. Now let's have a look. Let's see how the Motes of Omnium are going, because those are still crafting in the background as well. It looks like it's still slowly making the tricalcium phosphate so that it can make the phosphorus dust. I did take a look, and that is all being done back in our MV system, back in our original base. So that's going to take quite some time as well. I may see what I can do about moving it all into our processing arrays, but at the same time, the what's it called? The Neutronium is going to take absolutely forever anyway, so we don't have a particular rush. So I may just leave that running there in the background while we wait for this Neutronium to build up. Even with it running full time, it only makes 2 millibuckets each time this runs, and it needs 144 millibuckets in order to make an ingot. You can see here 2 millibuckets each time it runs. It takes 10 seconds at ZPM. We're running it at UV, but it still seems like it's still taking about 10 seconds. Let's just check. Yeah, we're running it at UV, so for some reason it does. Maybe it doesn't overclock. Maybe fusion reactors don't overclock, but yeah, it looks like it's taking 10 seconds each run to make 2, and we need it to run 72 times. So it takes 720 seconds. That's 720 seconds, which of course is 12 minutes per ingot. So if we're going to need, so it's 48 minutes for each of these chaotic fusion injectors. Yeah, that's going to take quite a while. I do wonder whether it's worth setting up another 3 fusion reactors just to double that. But let's have a look what else we can do in the meantime. So we've got our chaotic fusion injectors. The reactor stabilizer is going to need 8, and draconic reactor core needs 10, but it's draconic. And then this guy over here needs to be automated, and I think I'll do that off camera. The Naquita reactor is a structure used to generate considerable amounts of EU power from decaying enriched Naquita or Naquadria into lead. You'll have to use a CEU if you want to convert EU to RF. Okay. It's probably worth creating later on, but let's take a look. So the Motes of Omnium, we've got those crafting away. The chaotic fusion injectors are being crafted. The draconic reactor cores I can probably automate. All it's just going to need is chaos shards, which are in limited supply at the moment, but we can make it just using some of these draconic fusion injectors over here with another automated setup. And then the reactor stabilizers I might just do that as a manual thing for the time being. Interesting. Why does the reactor stabilizer only show up in the creative RF source recipe? Because it's part of micro tier 9 needs a reactor stabilizer, and 10 needs 2 reactor stabilizers. And yet for some reason it only shows up here in the creative RF source. Okay, whatever. Yeah, so that's what I think I'll do. I think I am going to... I wonder if we can make the ultimate material now. No, because we're missing the guardian scales, which we do have. The fish should all be building up now. There you go. So if we grab here, we can throw that into there and make guardian scales. And then once we've got those, we can now make the ultimate material. Cool. And that'll craft away. That's just working away. Come on. There we go. And we've got our ultimate material. Good. So I'll automate the draconic reactor core and the quantum flux titanium heavy plating, and I'm just going to keep waiting on the Neutronium to make the chaotic fusion injectors, and I will just wait on the other 63 motes of omnium that are on the way. But of course, I'll do all of those between episodes. Thank you for watching. Stay happy and healthy, and I hope to see you in the next one.